Hey, you! Before you watch this, pause the video and subscribe to SemiPro right now. YouTube! What's crack-a-lackin'? It is Scott from SemiPro here, and today we have some NBA content for you guys. So, we're going to be talking about Bradley Beal here. He is a walking bucket. Are there better players in the league? Sure there are. But if you're looking for a scorer to plug in and boost your team right away, he is your guy. He has been trapped in Washington for 8 seasons now, and I don't like to use the term trapped, as the Wizards are one of my favorite teams in the league thanks to Beal and Wall, but it's really true. They have been perpetually going nowhere for some time now. Even when they were in the Eastern Conference mix and the duo was healthy, it was always just obvious that they were not quite a legitimate contender. They had 2 great pieces in the backcourt, but just couldn't seem to find the right guys to plug in elsewhere. There were financial mistakes, freak injuries, bad trades, and a whole lot more. And this Wizards team seems to have squandered the opportunity they blessed themselves with 2 great guards. Beal now has a big presence in trade rumors around the league. It makes sense. He is a crafty scoring veteran who does not seem to fit into the plans of a rebuilding team. But the Wizards have said that they do not want to trade him, which I call BS on. While sure they may not want to trade him, they would be fools not to take a deal at the right price. And with the recent Paul George trade, it is evident that teams can receive a lot of compensation for star players. Multiple destinations have been floating around for Beal, including the Lakers, the Sixers, the Nets, the Raptors, the Spurs, and plenty of other teams too. But one sticks out to me as a situation that could be a win for Brad, a win for the Wizards, and a win for the receiving team. And that team is the Denver Nuggets. Let's start off on why a trade to Denver would be good for Brad, because the player always comes first on SemiPro. The Nuggets are a team that can ball out in the regular season, with lots of young talent who play team-oriented ball, good defense, and with high energy. Jokic has not yet peaked, and as much as I personally dislike him as a player, there is no doubt that he is an elite big man. While he is really good, he needs more help scoring the basketball to push the Nuggets into the true contender category. As good as Jamal Murray is, I do not think he can be the second scoring option on a championship team in today's NBA. That's where Beal fits in here. He can take over and be that 1B scoring option next to Jokic, still getting shots but on a winning team that he doesn't have to carry every single night just to fall short. I think he fits in really well to this offense too. Besides Jokic, there isn't a player on the Nuggets who needs the ball in his hands at all times, and even Jokic can be a really unselfish player. Beal can be that guy to shoulder the load when needed, and he can be that guy to get the big bucket, and he can be that guy Denver has needed for the past 2 seasons. It is the perfect place for him to both unleash his own personal potential and be a part of a contender. Now let's see why the Wizards would benefit from this. Hypothetically, this trade would revolve around Michael Porter Jr., Gary Harris, and a pick, or the other option, a few picks. Either way, I think the Wizards win for their current situation. Beal does not fit them right now. They are going nowhere anytime soon, and it is useless to keep his contract on the books when you could trade it for assets and young players. Porter and Harris are both guys who have not yet reached their full potential and could have nice opportunities to showcase their games in Washington. The Wizards can also use any picks they get to draft even more talent. In a rebuilding situation, it is best to stockpile assets. This is a golden opportunity for them to do it, and I haven't even mentioned Monte Morris or Marquise Wagner, who have also been rumored as a part of a potential deal as well. The Nuggets have a lot of young assets that they could exchange with the Wizards here, and they would be foolish to turn an influx like this down. It could be a huge turning point for them. Okay, now let's touch on the Nuggets. I already touched on how this team is really just that one big-time scorer away from being a true contender, and that is straight facts. They have done a great job acquiring talent, stockpiling assets, and turning prospects into star players. Now it is time for them to use some of those assets and go out and get that final piece of the puzzle, Bradley Beal. He is instant scoring and a guy Denver can use in a variety of ways. Will it be hard for them to part with some of their young guys? Absolutely. There is a lot of potential there, especially in MPJ and any draft picks they would need to give, but it's time for them to lock and load. They will not beat the Lakers or the Clippers with their current team, but if they can mesh well with Beal in the lineup, you have to view them as a serious contender to win the West. Not many teams play as good of team basketball as them, and with that takeover scorer added into the mix, they could be really scary. Alright, so those are my thoughts on a potential Bradley Beal trade. Make sure to comment your thoughts down below as well. I will be happy to engage with you. Also, like this video and subscribe to SemiPro. We post dope sports content every single day. Thanks for watching.